is the Infinity Summit Group. Truth, passion, success.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Infinity Summit Group podcast. Today is April 5th, so, it's pretty exciting. Our neighbor's house just went up in flames, so we were dealing with that, which, you could catch that. You could catch that little exciting bit in the
Patreon.
Patreon.
Patreon on our meetings.
Yeah.
So go to the meetings, subscribe to Patreon. You'll get a little bit of a Easter egg at one of the end of the meetings, our last meeting.
Here I am. This is Noah.
Oh, hello,
yeah.
Noah.
Hey, hello. I'm here.
We didn't even say names.
Yeah,
Oh,
my name's
okay.
Logan.
Jesse.
Noah.
Xavier.
Yes.
Welcome back, guys, to another wonderful podcast.
Yes,
And
sir.
we established today's the 5th.
Yes,
right?
it is the 5th.
We already
not
established
the
that?
12th.
Okay, good. Mix that one up in the old meeting there. But I'm pretty sure the 12th is my anniversary, like dating anniversary, so I think that's why I might have mixed it up. But anyway,
Dude, what am I reading
I
here?
digress.
Just trying to remember.
The breaking down ideals. Shins represent the standard of life.
All right, for the audience,
Yeah. Let me see that real
Logan's
quick.
been having some shin splints, so we just got this book called You Can Heal Your Life by
Louis. Something with a Z.
Louis Hay.
Oh.
Louise Hay.
Hay?
Yeah, Louise
Hay.
Hay.
Oh,
It's
okay.
called
Definitely
You
thought there
Can
was a
Heal
Z
Your
in there.
Life.
Doesn't look like it.
It's a good book about essentially how your body can tell you stuff, and if different parts are hurting or aching or, chronic pain, whatever, then it could potentially be tied to your emotions or subconscious things that you don't realize. And thus far, it's been pretty accurate. And it could be placebo. I could be making it accurate with my own body, but it's worked. So anyway, look, this is saying that shins are, so it's breaking down ideals. Shins represent the standards of life. Essentially, because you have shin splints, according to this book, it's saying you're not living up to the highest standards that you want to live up to.
Good point.
So a couple ways you can
Started
approach
with
this.
working out, huh?
Yeah.
That is a big start.
So a couple ways you can approach this is either up the ante and go 100% hardcore, or lower your standards in life, according to the book. So essentially, it's your moral and duty foundation. Like, if you're not living quite up to what you think you should be, then your shins will start hurting.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Bad.
Do you think it applies or no?
I mean, it might. Ever since we started working out, it was hurting at the beginning, and then it stopped once I felt like I was going pretty fucking hard.
Oh, really?
And then it might have been because I just seen the fucking firefighters, which is what I've wanted to do all my entire life.
And now it's hurting again?
Would make sense.
Interesting. That does make a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense for me, that's for sure. I had it very bad in middle school. It's just because I was a little puke. And
Yeah, you'd sit in the library and read.
yeah, exactly. I'd sit in the library and read. And most often it would hurt, like during gym class and stuff, where I would just do the minimum necessary. I'd just do, small, just a little bit of jogging here and there, things like that. You walk most of it, blah, blah, blah. And then I think it was 9th grade came around. As far as the physical side of things go, and even when we would run inside or anything, I would try to sprint for as long as I could and just run for as long a duration as I could and just build it up that way. And obviously there were other parts of my life that were lacking and that I made better, but yeah. Very, very interesting. And every time I stop living up to my highest moral standards and not pushing myself as hard as I can, then my shins will start hurting again.
Interesting.
It is. When I just feel like a puke in life, then they hurt. Sometimes.
Do they have one for stuffy nose?
Oh, they've got one for everything in there, dude.
What the
they've
hell do you
got-
even call that?
I don't know. That would be.
Maybe.
I've never read this book actually. I only have it for that back end that tells you what hurts where and why. That's the only reason I purchased the book, and it's been awesome.
Is there like a front end that kind of like gives an overview or something?
Yeah, it's an actual book. That's just the
Oh.
very end couple pages.
Seems like that's all you'd need it for.
Yeah, right. And that's all I got it for.
Is
I
it
haven't-
congested nose, if not stuffy?
It might. Yeah, it might be called congestion
Something like that.
That would make sense.
or
Wow,
No.
they have one
sinus.
for everything.
might be called sinus something or other.
I didn't see sinus.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff in there.
Nasal ingestion.
Yeah, nasal.
Yeah.
But I've referred to that book quite often, and it's nice. It's good stuff. Anything for sinus or congestion?
Not yet.
Anyway, we can move on while you're looking at that.
So while he's doing that, we kind of had a rough start to the podcast today, I would say.
Oh, they do have it.
But
Pause.
Check.
What is
Pause.
it?
There's nothing. It just says congestion.
Yeah, but what does it say about it?
There's nothing.
It just says congestion.
Literally.
There's nothing for it.
It says congestion. See bronchitis, colds, and influenza.
So it's none of those.
Yeah.
Maybe try looking up nasal or something. Nose.
I
Just
totally
look up
cut you off,
nose.
Sorry.
no, to you.
Anyway,
Mm.
continue. Try not to ruffle the pages too loud near the mic. Thank you.
Okay.
No, I was just gonna say, so basically we didn't even get the overview of what we're gonna be talking about today. Basically, we don't have a guest on today. We're gonna have one come on, but he wasn't comfortable coming on, so we're gonna be doing 12 more rules for life, Beyond Order, and
By
current
Papa
events
Peterson.
By Papa Peterson.
Yes. And current events, and also, if I have anything to do with it, lots of stock and crypto talk too.
So,
Because
because
it's good stuff. Yeah.
talking about current events, thanks Biden. My fucking tank takes $50 to fill up now instead of 30. Fucking asshole.
That stuff's expensive, isn't it? And it's more expensive up in Park City too.
Yeah.
Like down here, it's like, was it 311 to 315 ish?
It's 319 this morning.
You're probably like
Yeah.
330 up there, aren't you?
Yeah, something like that. But I don't get gas up there. No
Oh, do you?
thanks. No way.
Don't you?
I live down here now.
One way or another, it is expensive.
The sewer rats.
That's right. I keep forgetting you moved down.
Yeah.
I need to see your new place still.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet,
Yeah.
I guess. But
I need to lay on this bed of the gods. Was it worth it? Has it been worth every penny so far?
absolutely. No regrets.
Based on your sleeping, I would say it has been.
Mm-hmm. Yep, all my bad sleeping habits.
That's awesome.
But, yeah, where do we want to start?
I'll have to look into one.
They have this. So it says for Stuffy, it's not recognizing your self-worth. No, that's it.
What's the
Okay.
What's the affirmation for it?
I love and appreciate myself.
Funny joke. Oh, my hell.
So you're having some love and appreciation issues for yourself, huh?
I love myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm a savage.
You've hated yourself since you were 1 year old, huh? That's why you've had the stuffy all the time.
Yeah. Just fucking hate it.
I see.
I hated school. That's why I dropped out.
I wonder if that school's in your nose still.
Yeah, it's stuck there. All the stinky ass fucking kids.
Oh yeah, you got some freaking ripe ones.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, we can move on from that.
Yes. Wash your hands.
And your armpits, and all your cracks and crevices.
And your privates, yeah.
Put deodorant on.
Deodorant, brush your teeth. Yes.
Mhm.
Good hygiene is good for you and good for
Feel
those
inside
around
your
you.
eyes.
This is so bad that we've talked about it twice now, huh?
Yeah.
We had
Bad-
a whole podcast.
Yeah,
dedicated
bad
to it.
hygiene is equal to terrorism because you are hurting everybody around you. Okay.
Mhm.
That's true.
Brush your teeth.
Yes.
Floss.
Yes.
Wash your clothes.
Yeah. Detergent.
Make your bed.
Ah.
Ooh, I can't. do
And
that
here we
one.
are talking about Papa Peterson.
Had to bring it back around.
All right.
somehow.
Bring it full freaking circle. All the way from the degenerate kids.
All right, we're doing a make your bed challenge every morning. Everybody's got to send me a picture of their made bed.
I've made my bed every day for like 3 months.
I was
Kidding.
going to say, I mean, Kay.
I'm down.
I don't want to do that. Too
I
many
usually
pictures.
I usually still make my half of the bed, but my wife's sleeping in the other half, so it's like half make. Can't really fully make it, but
I don't have sheets. It's literally just a heated blanket that I sleep with.
Dude.
So it's like
Still fold it.
you
You
live
need
on
a
the wild
bedding.
side. Yeah, fold it up.
I also don't have sheets, so
Bro, you guys children? Come on.
The sheetless gang.
They're
well,
like
I mean,
$10.
I have sheets. I just don't have a blanket.
well,
Like
my
a
other
comforter?
bed has
Yeah, a
all the
comforter.
sheets and they're
Oh,
ripped.
okay.
They're cheap.
So cheap.
Yeah, you just need to go buy
Actually,
'em.
just get them bamboo sheets. Can't go back.
I'm gonna buy a big bed though.
Get Egyptian cotton.
Bamboo. Trust me. But you got to wash them right, because we didn't wash them right, and after the very first wash, they don't feel the same. When you first buy them, they're like silk. Yeah. They're $100 though. Just
Worth
for
it.
sheets.
It's worth it.
It's an investment.
Spend a lot of time in your bed, so
Yeah, it was worth it. Yeah. Zave's onto something with spending a lot of money on a bed. I mean, mine's plenty comfy now, but I'm sure if I got into a bed that was actually supposed to be comfy, it would probably be way different.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I've adjusted, but we all see how that treats me. Anyway, back to Senor Peterson. 12 more rules for life. Yet another antidote to chaos. I did
Beyond
not.
order.
I didn't quite like it as much as the first one. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it.
First one was more digestible, I think.
Easier to understand. Yeah, more digestible.
I think if I went through this one as a paper copy and highlighted things, then I would digest it way better. Much like I want to do with maps of meaning. But as for right now, just listening to it, it felt like it blended together a lot. And it could be just the speed I was listening to it at, because I did try 2 times for a while, and then I brought it down to 1.75. It was still coming at me pretty fast, but even when I was slowing it down a little, I couldn't tell like what the actual rules were. And it might just be because I've read 12 Rules for Life, the first one, a ton of times. This one I've only read the once. So if I read it a couple more times, I'll bet you it'll start sinking in more.
Well, he didn't say like rule 1, rule 2. It
Yeah.
was like he'd just say the title. And I'm assuming if
Yeah.
you had the physical copy of the book, it would probably say rule 2 or something up in the
That's
corner,
true.
but not.
That was confusing, because before you'd be like, he actually said rule this, rule that.
Yeah.
And then he would explain it, and I really liked that format. It was very good for the layman, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But this one was a little more flowed together. I couldn't separate the rules out, so
Yeah, it kind of felt like Maps of Meaning, where it just kind of was
one big
thing.
thicky boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Towards the end of this one, I could start like
Towards the end was
picking the rules out. It was a little clearer, but that was kind of hard.
Just reading them right here, though, kind of would make sense.
I mean, reading them now, it's you read them. He clearly said those things, but
Yeah.
I didn't know while reading the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
yeah.
he was like rule 8, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
what were the
Whoa,
other 4?
whoa. Excuse me.
Go back.
Agreed. Well, it was good stuff, though. We can kind of just skim over each of these, or talk deep into them, whatever. But anyway, we got Rule 1 here, which is technically Rule 13. This is going to be so confusing for the listeners.
Yeah. Well,
All
just
right.
Do
Just do
rule 1.
rule
then.
1.
Rule 1, second book. Do not carelessly denigrate social institutions or creative achievement. So this one's just essentially saying that...
Be cautious in everything you do.
Yeah, but not only that, but it's like, okay, who are you to judge and, like it says, denigrate these people who have achieved these great feats?
There's a good example of this.
Yes.
A while back, when they changed from the 60% rule to just majority in the Senate or the House or whatever, and the dude said, "You're gonna regret this." The Republican senator or GOP did, because
Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, he said you're gonna regret changing this, and now it's come back to bite him in the butt. That's why we got like 3 Supreme Court justices in, is because it
Oh,
used to have
really?
to have a 60% majority to get someone in, but now you just have to win by 1. It's come back to bite him in the butt way big. So they carelessly changed the laws, and it came back to bite him.
Ah.
We're carelessly changing a lot of things that are screwing us over lately.
But this isn't talking about.
It's
Actually,
it's
yes,
an
it
It
is.
could be
institution.
applied to it, yeah.
It is. Yeah, so the social institution of the Constitution that we have is definitely being denigrated all the time, carelessly.
Mm-hmm.
Just being molested. It's terrible. That's why we have our guns, yeah. Not for long, yeah. Just kidding, they can take them out of my cold dead hands.
Yes.
Actually, I lost them in a boating accident. I don't have any guns.
Yep, we don't support violence.
Nope.
Peace and prosperity.
Peace
Yep.
and love, bro.
I don't even see color. Everything's black and white to me. I mean, everything's black. I don't see anything. I'm blind.
It's the safest way,
I
right?
drank bleach. I drank bleach as a kid. Now I'm blind. Thank you.
Are you Helen Keller?
Welcome to my TED
Speak.
Talk.
I
I actually watched some TED Talks
Some
this
of them are
last
pretty
week.
good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
There was some Gucci stuff, and there was one with like a monk.
Oh my.
There was some talking about like the effects of like pornography on the brain.
Hunter
That was
Biden.
wild.
Sniffing Parmesan cheese.
Oh
As
yeah.
crack cocaine. Oh, I'm serious. He
Really?
said that. In an interview, he said he was basically so desperate for crack cocaine that he would, like anything that was on the floor, he would just do. And he said he's probably done more Parmesan cheese than like anyone. Not even kidding you. Well,
You sure it's Parmesan or nail clippings, my dude?
it's Hunter Biden. You don't know. It's probably a child.
Yeah. Oh, his sinuses probably got a lot of school in them.
Yeah.
Baby powder.
Oh yeah. God. No thanks.
No baby powder.
That would dry the shat out of your nostrils. Just your eyeballs would dry out from that.
That'd be worse than Coke.
Yeah, it's probably better.
Probably not.
Dude, a
by
lot of
much.
Coke has that in it.
Baby powder?
Talcum
Yeah.
powder.
They
Yeah.
cut it with much stuff. So
Really?
you got real cocaine, and then they'll put a bunch of extra powder in it so they can.
Then it weighs
Sell it.
more.
Yeah, then it weighs more, and they sell it by weight. So they're really selling you like
Unscented baby powder is probably perfect. It's just
1/3 real cocaine, the rest like some vitamins and baby
Hey,
powder.
At least they're trying to keep you kind of healthy too.
No.
No,
They're just,
vitamins
they're just
aren't
trying to
supposed to be
demolish you.
safe. Vitamin
Basically,
C.
you have no clue what's in your cocaine when you buy it. No clue.
That's why we need to legalize
exciting.
them, because then they'll get regulated, and then you'll know you're buying actual cocaine.
And legalize weed.
Legalize
Yes.
everything.
Everything.
Yes, everything.
That way, you don't have the crappy stuff. You don't get demolished. You don't have people die from dirty needles, all this jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's just like, okay, if you want to do it, you better do it right.
Yeah.
And that's how social institutions are denigrated.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was a wild heroin trip. Anyway, rule number 2 of book 2. Imagine who you could be and then aim single-mindedly at that. So this one's a fun one because I personally try to do this. Obviously, there's a lot of lacking, but in some areas, you just, we'll say, pedal to the metal, you know,
Yep.
all the time. And it's just like, it's fun. Way fun. Like, well, again, we'll talk about stocks a little bit, just a second. I imagine myself bringing in a consistent income through stocks and cryptos or cryptos while I'm going through flight school. That way I have some sort of income to show for my time. And I have been definitely single-mindedly focused on that.
Yeah.
So that's been good.
Is single-mindedly like just kind of just focusing on one
It's
thing?
literally the only thing on my mind all day, every day. Just-
yeah, it's true.
It's so bad. It's the only thing I talk about with anyone.
Stonks.
But I think I'm coming out the other side a little bit. I dove so deep into that rabbit hole, and now I think I'm like starting to emerge a little bit. where I can start breathing again, but it got bad quick.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty much all I talk about and think about.
Till the next thing shows up.
Until I can get that goal of consistent income and know that I can make it, then it'll probably stay that way for a second, yeah.
It's not a negative thing, I wouldn't say. It could be.
Not for me and not for my income, but for all those around me, any socialization that I hope to achieve, they just won't socialize with me unless they're talking stocks.
There you go.
You know? Because then it's like, yeah, what's the point of talking to him? He's just going to bring up stocks somehow. My dog died. Oh, I invested in a stock where a dog
That's
died.
Doge, right?
Yeah, that's Dogecoins,
Doge,
right?
bro.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely been I wouldn't say a strain, but it's interesting with the wife, just trying to find time for everything, you know?
Oh, yeah. I still don't know how you do everything. I get home and
I'll tell you the secret. I don't.
oh,
Something always slips. Just got to make sure you juggle them right.
yeah. Got to learn how to juggle. I don't know how to do that yet. I do one thing and everything else slips. It's like,
But then sometimes you just throw some things away because you're just like, wow, I can't juggle all this crap. Garbage this one. Really helps you just, when your plate is overflowing, it helps you really cut down to the bare necessities.
you need to consolidate your priorities.
Yes, exactly. And it'll make your priorities so straight so fast you wouldn't even know gay was a word. They'll make your priorities so straight.
No, it's super straight now.
Oh yeah.
You
Wait,
can't
what?
Yeah,
it's super. Yeah.
super straight.
What's super
Do you
straight?
care to explain? Because you probably
Wait,
know
it's
more.
not gay anymore. It's super straight.
No.
No, so we've gone so far down the rabbit hole on the quote left side, like transgenders, bi,
yeah?
pan, Billy Bob Joe, whatever. So now we have gay, straight, and then there's super straight. That's a real thing. It's super straight now.
Because if you're just straight, then you can date trans people, right?
Supposedly, allegedly.
Supposedly, allegedly.
Whoa! They can't change my gender on me.
Oh,
You're
I
super
didn't give
straight
them
now.
permission.
Super straight.
Ah, dadgummit.
You don't get permission. You're-
How do you know? I might date a transgender. Who knows?
When everyone's super.
No one will be.
You guys seen that their colors are black and orange for super straight?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they really?
Orange is the new black, boys.
Yeah, it's black and orange.
Which
Funny.
is a
Is it
lesbian
Pornhub?
show. Ha!
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's fine. Those are Halloween colors. It's my favorite holiday, so
Yeah.
I'll take it.
That's insane.
Super straight. So you can just take straight out of the mix. I don't know a single straight person that would want to date a trans person.
You're right.
No, because if you're doing that,
Just
then
take
you're-
straight out of the mix and go
gay.
straight from super straight to bi, and then you're done.
Even if I was bi, I wouldn't date a trans person. I mean, it's just the way that it is. If your penis is chopped off and now in a vagina, that's not of interest to me.
Dude, it's artificial. It's better.
It's,
No,
has
have you-
settings, bro. Settings.
No, dude. After watching the videos, you couldn't.
Oh.
It hurts me so bad.
We don't talk about
Good
that.
thing we don't have to think about that at all.
You might.
I don't.
You might take one home.
What
one
if your
day.
kids go trans?
Then that's the bridge I'll cross when I get there.
Fair enough.
Not running over like several miles down the river just to jump over that bridge. I'm good.
This is nothing against gays or trans or straight people. It's just our opinions.
Nah, fuck who you want. I don't care.
That's what I'm saying.
As long as
Nobody
it's not my
cares.
kids.
Joe Biden.
Ah!
Whoa.
He sniffs what? I don't know.
Well, we don't like pedophiles.
No, we
No.
don't.
Nope. even-
18 is the age of consent, and even then it's iffy. Serious.
Yep.
Me looking back at 18-year-old me right now, I'm like, what the hell? Totally different mindset.
Oh yeah.
There's some countries, I think,
Bro, it's 16.
I thought it was Japan was trying to change it to 25 age of
Whoa.
consent.
That's gonna be
That's
Kinda
a
cruddy
little
for them,
excessive
right?
for me.
like
That's way too
they-
excessive.
Yeah.
they need kids. 18's fine. Whatever they have
Yeah.
now is not, but 18's fine.
Yeah, 18's good. I mean, it seems okay. That's when you're old enough. I think even well, depends. It would depend on the gender at that point, but even 17 you're mostly there mentally.
I think it depends on your maturity.
Depends on the
level, too.
person. Serious.
I've met 18-year-olds that are like 30 in their mind, and I met 30-year-olds that are like fucking 12.
Yeah,
So it's like,
that's true. What is the age of your brain?
yeah, what's your brain's age?
What's your mental capacities?
Which is very hard. And I've even thought about what the hell is maturity. Like, what does that even mean?
No, this is Patrick. I don't know.
Why do girls mature faster than guys, though?
I don't think.
Mature how? Because mentally, I don't think so, even a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe physically, just because they shoot up faster. I don't know.
Yeah, they grow faster.
Yeah.
It takes us to
Earlier.
25, aren't that? For them, it's like 18, right?
Yeah.
18, and they're pretty much.
Done.
What the
We
hell?
grow till 25.
That's rough, ain't
So
it?
you're saying there's a chance?
Because there's
Oh, you don't
girls
grow
like stop
vertically
growing
till
tall
25.
at like
Necessarily.
12, don't they?
Yeah,
Huh?
but
Girls stop growing taller at like 12. It's way young.
It's very fast, yeah.
That would
Short girls are cuter anyway.
That's true.
well. I'm gonna say every once in a while you see a tall girl and you're like, damn.
That's never happened.
Amazons?
It's happened.
Well, I'm sure.
Oh, it's
At
happened.
the gym, there are some.
Oh,
pretty
there
It's
cute tall
happened. You
girls.
can,
You're
well,
like, oh, didn't know
Yeah.
I was into that.
Yeah.
turns out. Yeah, there's some ones you saw. All right. Okay. Fine.
I was gonna say your wife could tuck you into bed, but that'd be weird.
Exactly. That's what the problem I have with it. Like, no, no.
Well, she can't be taller than you.
Yeah, exactly.
What if she's the same size?
It's semi-okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Sorry, Jordan Peterson. We're slandering the shit out of your rules. I don't mean to.
He'll laugh.
Yeah. Imagine who you could be and aim single-mindedly at that.
That had nothing to do with what we were talking
Yeah, how the
about.
fuck did we get there?
Doesn't matter. Why do you think people would listen to these?
Really good point.
It's only to just listen to our musings, as it were.
Do not.
They don't care about the 12 rules for life. Unless they do. Then they might.
Then they'll read the book.
Then
If
they'll
they
read
care.
the book if they care. Yes, which we'll put a link to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on single-mindedness? That's one of my strong suits. I pride myself in that most times. Okay. Awesome. Rule number 3 of book 2. Excuse me.
Do not hide unwanted things in the fog.
Thank you. I thought that said frog.
So basically what I got out of this one is don't avoid problems. Don't avoid talking
Yeah.
about issues with your spouse. Like if people get worried to talk or, you know, they don't want to address an issue because they think if they just kind of ignore it, it'll go away. But that's not the reality. A lot of problems and issues you push away are going to come and bite you right in the ass later.
He says talk with your significant other at least 90 minutes a week. Or try to.
Yeah, that's a lot. Just kidding. It's not that much.
I was like, that's a lot.
No, it's not that much. But if you're to think about it, he said, put your electronics down, talk with them 90 minutes a week.
Yes.
That doesn't
Down
seem
to
hard.
life.
I've
Tell
met
me
people
about
I
your day.
could talk to for 3 hours.
Yes, I agree. And I'll tell you, it can be hard, especially when you have super busy weeks.
Oh,
Both
yeah,
of
if
you
got
and
stuff going
your
on,
your
for sure.
schedule's just wild and you're both doing stuff. Even if you're both just like watching a show together at night, you know, you're still not getting that conversation. Even though you're spending quality time together, which is nice, you're not getting that conversation. So there's been many weeks, I'm sure, where I didn't have 90 minutes. But yeah,
So you guys fight a lot.
that's our quality time, dog.
Just fist fights?
You know what comes after fighting?
Sex.
More fighting.
Oh.
Because those problems don't get resolved.
Good point. Yeah, don't do that.
Someone always ends up in tears, and then subject drops, and then it can come back up later.
With more hatred. Huh?
But you know what comes with hatred?
What?
More fighting. Just kidding.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
What the hell
that's-
comes with it?
No,
Anger
it's
leads to grief.
no, it's not like that. But all I'm saying is fighting does lead to resolution, oftentimes, even if it takes like a couple hours or whatever, but does lead to resolution, and then at the very least, hugs and kisses.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll pass.
Rule 4.
That was so awkward. I hated it. That's why we need a camera, dude, so they can see shit like that.
Where we all just pause, just look at each other.
Weird.
Anyway, yes, do not hide unwanted things in the fog. Anything that's in the back of your mind, bring it to the front of your mind and take care of it.
Address.
Address the
Address
to-do
the-
list in your brain, otherwise you can't sleep at night.
Yeah. And some
Yeah.
of the hardest conversations are some of the best conversations to have. So
Mhm.
I found that to be true.
Y'all will feel better after, just not in the moment, for sure, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to number 4. Rule 4, book 2 again. Notice that opportunity lurks where responsibility has been abdicated. Oh boy.
What does abdicated mean?
People don't do things.
Yep. So where you shirk your responsibilities, that's where opportunity lies.
Okay.
This is where he was talking about in work or whatever, where you do extra,
Oh, yeah.
you'll rise to the top and do all that stuff.
Yes.
Basically, do hard things.
Yeah, impress your boss and then bring it to
homo.
their attention. What?
I heard that. I was
Anyway,
just like, took a minute to process
Continue.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Do extra work. Work extra hard. From what I've noticed, whenever I put in extra effort, then it's rewarded. You know? Bosses will notice that because most people are out there doing the minimum possible work.
Yep.
Just vibing, as it were. So if you're vibing and working, we'll be good to go.
People notice, and then they'll give you opportunities, or opportunities will come up if you're it's kind of like The Secret or the law of attraction. If you're kind of heading in that direction and doing everything you can to go in that direction, things will just kind of fall at your feet. Kind of opportunities will just come up.
So, down to the questions, boys. Where are you guys shirking responsibility in your lives?
A lot of places. My body, health, even on the Infinity Summit, could definitely be doing more with that.
I'm
Goals.
shirking there for sure.
My finances, I went on a little bit of a spending journey, but I don't know. That was all my personal funds, but I still don't like it going down, so I kind of felt gross to me. Like, went to the mall, spent like $150 on clothes, and I was like, ew. Where's my money? Give it back.
I don't want to tell you how much I've spent on cryptos.
It's just $10 million.
Not quite.
I wish.
If I had $10 million, I just wouldn't have to work anymore. I could just throw it in investments, watch them just grow.
We'll just move to Texas or Florida.
Yeah, pay off a
Florida.
massive multi-million-dollar
Florida's
home
better.
for $500,000.
Florida's way better. Texas is
Their
not.
mayor's way cool.
DeSantis.
Mm-hmm.
That's their governor.
Oh, it's close enough. He's cool.
I like him a lot.
I also like DeSantis. Hopefully he runs for president.
I believe he will.
That'd be a solid
Hope so.
solid choice.
Didn't he tell Biden to go F himself?
He's basically
No?
telling the whole country to go F themselves. They don't require any masks, no vaccines. They're like, we don't give a shit.
Good. I
They did
like
that
it.
to
Come
big
here if
tech,
you want to
too.
be cool.
You
Now-
want to censor people? We'll fine you a shit ton of money,
Sweet.
especially politicians because they were doing that
Isn't
heavy.
it?
Utah,
Wasn't it
take
like
heed.
$2 million per.
That was in Poland,
times
I think.
No, they were doing something in Florida too.
It is
I'd
a
believe it.
ton of money though.
Yeah.
Like every time you censor one of their posts,
A
Good.
Supreme Court judge today he's doing something against big tech.
yeah, he
I don't know
opened
what it was.
the case
Oh, Supreme
for
Court?
uh,
Yes.
he like opened
Section
the case or
230 or
argument for stopping big tech censorship and stuff.
Because you know what big tech could do with Florida? They could just say, okay,
It doesn't
anybody in
exist anymore,
Florida.
huh?
Yep.
You're canceled.
Yep. Social media doesn't exist for Florida now.
Yeah.
And then, but if the whole U.S. has a law like that, then they'll think twice. Because Florida would hurt, but it wouldn't hurt
Think
that bad.
12 state senators from 12 different states, and Republicans and 2 different Democrat states are all putting forth a censorship bill
Yes.
to stop it.
We need that.
So an anti-censorship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Utah's doing some cool shit though. Like, I don't like Cox, but he's not bad so far.
At least he's opening things back up. So on the 10th, it's pretty big news for us. Aren't they?
The 11th.
They're
ain't it?
lifting the
Mask mandate is gone.
So I think
Mask
it's
mandate's
11th,
gone.
but, yeah.
But the cities can still mandate masks, from what I
Yeah.
understand, right?
Well, the
I think
businesses
so.
too, and they get to choose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure.
So
most
now
of
we
them
can
will.
really start to choose what businesses to go to and not.
Yeah.
I'll bet you most of them are still going to require it, which is insane.
Mhm.
We're not.
You'd think it would just be like,
I'd get rid
okay,
of it
mask
so
mandate's
fast.
gone.
Yeah.
Everybody go back to normal. But
I'd
I don't
advertise
think
the
they will.
shiz out of that. No
I think-
masks here.
Yeah.
I'll bet you a lot of them, if not the majority.
nobody's going to care in the businesses, but they might still say face masks required.
Yeah,
I
they don't
think
care
so.
now.
I really don't.
Really?
Why would they?
I know some of the
Because-
ski resorts have to.
Yeah, because that's federal land.
They'll
Yeah.
keep it because they don't want to lose half their customers and
Yeah.
well, a portion of their customers that still think it's a big deal.
Online shopping.
They're perfectly
Well, I agree
allowed to
with
wear
you, but,
masks. I
like-
don't even care.
Mhm.
Just put face masks optional instead of required.
Yeah, that's.
And then
perfect.
people can wear a mask if they want. If they don't want, great. You
There-
are free.
They're not even required fucking anywhere. Like, you go to Smith's or Walmart or
Yeah, they
anywhere
don't
without
care.
a mask.
Yeah.
How many times
I-
have you stopped? 0.
I haven't been wearing a mask
Depends on
very
where
much
you are.
at all. I do wear a mask when I'm wearing A+ stuff just because it's
That's
not,
customer
not my
service,
business. Yeah.
It's part
but-
of the job.
Yeah,
By
probably
myself,
in Park City,
yeah.
they're hella liberal.
Yeah, it's pretty bad up there. You come down here, nobody cares.
Yeah.
You go up there, it's like everybody's
St. George, I don't know that I wore my mask ever in St. George.
Yeah, they
I
don't
might have put it on
care
once
down there
and then-
ever.
No,
Not
it was
once
great.
when we went down there. Did they care?
Yeah,
Just like,
but this
whatever.
time I actually saw everything said required, and there was a ton of people actually wearing masks. They weren't last time, but they really didn't give a crap anywhere.
Yeah. Well, employees too. I know Louis said some customer was getting after him for not wearing a mask at Smith's, like yelling at him and stuff, and they yelled at the employee to tell him to put a mask on, and the dude was like, "I'm not the cops. Leave me alone."
nice.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
A
not.
customer was yelling?
Yeah.
I don't
Some
do well with that.
16-year-old girl just started screaming at him, and he was like, "Leave me alone, dude."
Yeah.
A sack of bread? Wow.
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt
Breaks
you.
her in half.
Yeah. But yeah,
Wonder
employees
Bread.
don't care. Like, if I was an employee, I'd be like, what do you want me to do? I'm going to fight him to put a mask on?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Get out of my store.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamba Juice wouldn't even serve us the other day because we didn't have a mask on.
Really?
Which is their
and,
right.
And it is their right. It is their right, and that's fine. But
weird.
this kid is being a total prick about it. It's crazy. Like, you can say, hey, I am by, what I would do if I were an employee, I would say, hey, just to watch my back so I don't get fired, I cannot serve you unless you wear a mask, and, yeah, well, exactly what I would say. And then if they had a hissy fit about it, you can't do much.
Well,
But this kid's like, I can't serve you. It's like, why not? What if I just, is like all these options you could have done instead of just like, I can't serve you. And then it's like walking away and it's like, oh, do you have this? And the kid's like, no, we don't have that. We cleaned it up. It's gone. Like, all of them were being very mean about it.
Tools.
Yeah, but it was, it was a Jamba Juice. So, it's some just stuck up kid. And it was in Draper. So, double know that it's just some.
well, there's
you
a
know.
tactful way to do everything.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, you
exactly.
don't expect much when you go to any fast food joint.
No.
Yeah, I stopped. They're like, "Can I take your order?" It's like, okay. Yeah.
Even if you get
About how
that,
it
it's
is.
great. Most of them was just like,
Dude, I gotta tell you about this Domino's driver the other day. I ordered pizza for my house. He was the most excited person about his job that I've ever seen in my entire life. It was
Really?
insane. Like
he might have been unemployed for a while.
Probably. I bet he worked on the strip and was like a show person or something. 'Cause he had like this voice. He's like, "Welcome to I don't know. I can't fucking remember.
Domino's, yes.
But no, he was just like so excited, and he came to like the door and shit, and he was just like, I don't know. Never seen somebody that excited to do their job,
Well.
especially like a pizza place.
If
Did
you
he
did
get-
it the
good
way
for him?
they teach you to do it, you'd be like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked
Maybe.
at fast food? Because they totally try to indoctrinate you hard with that stuff. Try to get you to be way happy about your $10 an hour job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true.
It's good for business, though.
I'm sure it works for some people, but it wasn't gonna change my mind.
Yeah, Starbucks was kind of like that, but I don't know, they started turning in ways that I didn't really like. As far as they were really early with the woke stuff and not going after colored people, things like that.
We all knew that
Yeah.
was going to be the first place.
Oh yeah, and it was. We were getting trainings and stuff on it.
Yeah, diversity training.
It wasn't quite diversity training. The last training that I was in was like there was this black dude that fell asleep in a Starbucks, and he got the cops called on him because you're
Remember
not
that.
supposed to fall asleep in a Starbucks. And they tried to kick him out. He wouldn't leave, and so they called the cops on him. It's like, yeah, okay. That's exactly how it would go down with any color dude. Doesn't matter. But the fact that he was black caused a huge stir, and they spent millions and millions of dollars training the employees on this. And it's just like, yeah. Most of that training was like, yes, be kind to the customers in general, but also be aware of their color kind of thing, but without saying it. It was weird.
So kiss up to minorities.
Yeah, it was interesting, and it was on the fringe where I was all, I don't know about this, but that was close to when I was quitting, so it wasn't bad.
Hmm.
But I'm so glad I'm not there now. I'll bet you it's so terrible.
Oh, I bet.
I
Especially by now.
Mm-hmm. You probably got to give extra whipped cream to minorities. I don't know.
Probably got to
Free
wear
drinks.
2 masks.
Yep. Ugh. No thanks. I'm good. Anyway, back to Papa Peterson. Rule number 5 of the second book again. Do not do what you hate. Yes. And yes again.
Yeah.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Yes.
I'm pretty good at this one. I don't do anything I don't like.
Yeah?
I don't do anything I don't want to do.
I'm not so good at that one, but there's always a reason like that. My reasoning outweighs the hatred I feel for the thing that I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, I can do this. I can get through it.
So it's still selfish.
Yes, exactly.
I was thinking about
'Tis a
that book
virtue.
the other day. Her definition of sacrifice or whatever.
Oh
Is it-
yeah.
Nothing's a sacrifice then, right?
It would be a sacrifice. So
No.
you can
Oh, we're back on it.
yeah, here he is again. So
Here he is again.
for the listeners who did not tune in for what was it, 2 weeks ago? Last week? No, it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was the virtue of selfishness. We're totally just going over to another book real quick. So, as far as sacrifice goes, it's a sacrifice if you do something you didn't want to do.
Yeah, okay, but we discussed this, and like, let's say you're giving money for charity. You don't want to do it, but you're doing it because there's social pressures to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're giving money because rather than getting like ostracized, you'd rather pay some money. Or so you're not sacrificing anything. You're giving the money because you'd rather this. If you didn't care, you wouldn't give the money.
I thought sacrifices were doing things you don't want to do, but for like a better cause. Say like your wife, right? You want to take her out and spend like, or you don't want to take her out and you don't want to spend the money, but her relationship with you is more valuable than that money, so you're making the sacrifice of spending that money to gain.
By
From
the
what I
by
understand,
the
that
definition,
wasn't a
that was
sacrifice.
not a sacrifice.
See, that's what I was unclear on. That's what I
Yeah,
thought she was
that's-
talking about the whole
The
time.
sacrifice would be that you value the money more than the wife, but you still go spend the money on her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That
but,
would be the sacrifice.
I see.
But doesn't that mean? I mean, you spent the money on your wife still.
Yeah.
So at some point, you value your wife more than the money. I just-
In the technical sense of the term, but also like if you're thinking about it as an end game, you're like, yeah, I wanna keep my wife, right? So I'm
Yeah.
gonna spend money on her, but as of this moment, as of this very decision, I would prefer this money more than the relationship with the wife, and you go and spend it anyway. So it's a moment by moment basis, not
So there's only momentary sacrifice, not long-term sacrifice.
right.
Okay.
Because long-term sacrifice, obviously with humans, you're physically incapable of doing something you know to be a bit against your long-term best interest.
Oh, smoking. Smoking.
It's
Everybody knows it's
Oh,
bad
that's
for them,
true.
but they keep doing it.
yeah, but
That's true. But
they
that,
still
but-
do it.
excuse me, let's say
Because it is.
Nothing-
Are you just
Well,
valuing
it's bad
that?
for you, but you value that the nicotine, the
S-
high, the
so you're
buzz,
not,
whatever, more
yeah,
than
you're
you
not
value
sacrificing
your lungs.
anything. We'll say when it comes to sacrifices, nothing is going to be a sacrifice in the end.
See, it's so.
If you think of the long term, I couldn't
Okay.
think of a thing that would be a sacrifice, because in the long term you're thinking, or because if you don't have, how do I say this, with smoking, in the moment you're not sacrificing because you choose the nicotine over your health.
Yeah.
In the long term, you know your health's going to deteriorate. Still not a sacrifice, right? It's like, yes, you're destroying your health, but you're choosing to destroy your health. It's not a sacrifice. It's whatever. It's your choice.
Right.
You are free to do that. But say with the wife scenario, you choose in the moment. You like that money more than her at the moment, and you still spend the money on her because down the road, you know. So in the moment, it's a sacrifice. But if you're thinking long term, it's not a sacrifice because you know you want to keep her.
Right.
So you can't do anything you can't have a sacrifice that's not momentary.
That's kind of the conclusion I'm coming to right now.
It's just weird. I was
I
thinking
know.
about that, and it doesn't. It sounds weird.
I
It's
know.
like
Or think
opposite
about.
of everything you've ever been taught about sacrifice.
I know, right?
Time to read the book again.
Yeah. Or think about the mom that not sacrifices, but
Gives up her food.
gives up her food in the moment to give it to the kid when they're starving. It's like, okay, it's not a sacrifice in that moment because you'd rather have the kid than the food, right?
Mm-hmm.
And over time, it's not a sacrifice because, again, you'd rather have the kid than the food.
So
If she would rather the food than the kid in that moment and still gives the kid food, then it's a sacrifice. But in the long term, she knows she still wants the kid. Otherwise, she wouldn't be sacrificing the food.
wait, the
So
only way
sacrifice can only be momentary.
there could be long term if you preferred your kid at the beginning, and later on you hated your kid. That would be considered a sacrifice long term because now they're still there.
But is it a sacrifice if you don't know it?
I wouldn't think so.
Retroactively,
It's a retroactive sacrifice.
It wouldn't be-
He needs reparations for that sacrifice.
I want a receipt. I want my money back.
Whatever.
How
It's
do you-
just weird
How do you
and-
return these?
You're right, Jess. Like, nothing's a sacrifice
It's-
if you think about it.
Yeah, I don't. So it's,
Because it seems like in the moment, I don't know.
it's only because like tithing, probably don't love paying 10% of my paycheck every
Yeah.
check, but long term I'd rather the benefits that it's supposed to give.
Yeah.
So I don't like.
And if it's one's own personal choice in the moment, then you couldn't possibly be sacrificing because you're choosing one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just bothered
All
me.
right. We could go down the sacrifice rabbit hole forever. Where's Abraham when we need him? Anyway, that was a funny joke, by the way, boys.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay, good. Do not do what you hate. Okay.
Bible.
Abraham and Isaac, he had to sacrifice his son. Nothing?
No,
Yeah.
he
It's
did
not
it,
ringing
and
a
God
bell?
was like, "Psych."
Yeah.
Just check.
like,
He was
April
like
Fool,
going to
bitch.
sacrifice him, and then the Lord was like, "Oh, psych. Don't even worry about it, dog. Just wanted to make sure you could sacrifice your son for me."
Yes.
Yeah.
Make
Just
sure you
testing
are
him.
loyal.
What a dick move.
Yeah.
Well,
Big dick energy.
as God says, I, your God, am a jealous God. Start treating anything very good.
I, your God, will show you my third leg. Anyway.
What the fuck are you guys talking about? I'm actually so confused.
Okay, you've heard of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know the story.
the story is that Abraham had his beautiful, wonderful son Isaac because they couldn't conceive forever, and then they finally had Isaac. They're like, yay, sweet.
Congrats.
Isaac grows up a little bit. The Lord's like, hey, Abraham, go sacrifice your son for me. And so he goes unto the mountain and goes to sacrifice his son, and then the Lord's like, hey, just kidding. I just wanted to make sure you do it.
Wow.
I know. Inspiring, isn't it?
That's fucked up.
Didn't he
bro.
didn't he have two sons, and then Abraham was like, no, what about the other son? Because this is my
Yeah,
favorite
Isaac
son.
was his favorite son.
There's
Yeah.
always
they
a
tricked him.
favorite son in the Bible, it seems.
Everyone's got
Yeah,
a favorite.
and Jacob
Don't-
tricked
don't
Isaac
kid
and got the
yourself.
blessing.
That's true.
You may not tell, and you don't have to tell the kids which one's your favorite, but everyone's going to have a favorite kid.
I bet you're the favorite. You were
I don't know.
Thomas for sure.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I don't know.
Your dad's favorite. Thomas's mom's favorite for sure. That's it.
What was that? Don't want that one.
Yeah.
Because he's treated like a baby.
I don't want that responsibility on my shoulders. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It
Anyway,
was gifted to you.
yeah. All right. I will accept it. Yeah. On to rule number 6 of the second book. Abandon ideology. This one's a little bit loaded and pretty simple at the same time. Essentially, ideology is a certain thought process. As well, the easiest way to say this is like political party. They have ideologies. You got the right and the left, Republicans, Democrats, and then on each side you've got, your extremists and all that jazz. But as far as the two ideologies, Republican and Democrat, can you imagine if all of them were to abandon those ideologies and actually talk to the other side and try to actually get stuff done for this country? We'd actually be able to move ahead.
So is an ideology where they kind of get in their head about what they think is true and they refuse to kind of
Yeah.
let anything else in.
Exactly.
Like, this is
Just
the
like
truth.
anything the
Whatever you say is
Republicans
wrong.
say,
Like a cult.
Democrats are like, wrong, this wrong. And anything the Democrats say, Republicans do the same thing.
Yeah.
Everything you say is lies. It's all garbage. It's all fake news. And the Democrats are just like, burn them. So,
Kill them all.
yeah, imagine if they were just be like, oh, yeah, you like life in general. I like life in general. Let's talk about how we can make life better instead of holding on to these ideologies they have.
Get out of your fucking box. Go
Yes.
talk to some people.
Yes.
That's what our generation will be good for politics, I'll bet.
So good.
Or
'Cause
very bad.
Either
Most of
or.
our generation
bet you
is
good.
very open-minded, but
Yeah.
we're going to have, watch, in 20, 30 years, we're going to have politicians up there saying, fuck the police. And we're going to have politicians the
That's already
same.
happening. What are you talking about?
Isn't that a
Are they?
little bit odd?
Fuck the police. They're not saying fuck the police, but defunding the police.
Well, yeah.
Essentially the same thing.
No, but what I'm saying is we're going to have people talking in memes.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's good.
Yeah, I know. But those very same people are going to be people who are like, yeah, I want to own a bazooka. You know? It's
Good.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll happen. I don't think so.
You're going to have
It's going to
Some
go really
very-
radical on the
One way
right
or the
side
other.
because it goes in every aspect
It's a
of like
pendulum.
political. Yeah, it's going to go so far left, and it's bound to bounce back and go very, very far right. And it just happens. That's literally history. And history does repeat itself.
Until the clock breaks and we reset or something.
isn't that weird?
No?
the clock does
We're
not
not far
break.
off from having kids our age being senators. Doesn't
Yeah.
that make you think, I don't want kids my age senators?
I'm excited for it.
How many kids do you know that you would be happy with them being a senator?
I would be a good senator.
Think so?
How many?
It's you're so fucking retarded. What are you doing?
Do you know how funny it would be to start addressing Congress? What the fuck are you guys doing? Just live TV and everything.
Woke me up.
It's gonna. I'll bet you it's really gonna happen with our generation because it's the big, like. No, I.
The meme,
hate
I wanna
all old
die.
People. It's
Yeah,
really how it is.
You're going to have people go up there that's like, I fear no death. Screw it.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Here I
I
am.
don't think it can completely change like that. There's always going to be people who like the way it is. Older people.
There will
gotta wait for 'em to
always
die
be those
out.
people, and the current senators that are young right now are going to be those old senators. When
Oh,
we
yeah.
get people in,
Ted Cruz, Matt Gates, AOC.
they're going to be
They're
the
all gonna be
Bidens, the
old-
Pelosi's,
old
all that.
farts.
Yep,
That's gross.
the
That's gonna be weird.
Romneys. That's going to be them.
Then we're just going to have hippies
Don't
in
work on me.
office.
Exactly, and then
I'm
we're going to have brand new
I'm
hippies.
excited.
They're going to hate on the new guys. It's just all going to be a cycle.
Oh, it's delicious.
But I'm telling you, you're going to have millennials in there that are talking in memes
Millennials? Gen Z.
Gen Z.
and Gen Z.
gonna
That's
be-
right.
We're all Gen Z.
They've already got millennials that are going in.
Even you're Gen Z.
Yeah.
I like Gen
Um,
Z. I like half of it, and the other half I'm like,
Well,
all right.
What's after Gen Z? Gen double A?
I don't know. I didn't look past that.
Well, it just restarts the alphabet.
I have no clue.
It's Gen AA.
But
Gen
Baby,
A?
baby bombers. I don't know.
Dadgummit, we're in Syria again. Anyway, abandon ideology. Keep an open mind is essentially what that one translates to from what I was.
Don't get sucked into a
Understanding.
cult.
Yes. No matter what it is.
Yeah.
Don't
Even
get
if
sucked
it's
into
Star
it.
Wars.
Yes.
They have religions based off Star Wars.
the religion is based off everything.
That's crazy. Good work.
Based off Star Wars, really?
Yeah.
Do they have lightsabers?
Probably.
I might join.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they
I'm
could-
very open to that ideology. If I can learn how to use the Force, I'd be way okay with it.
That'd be sick.
Yes, if you get magic powers, I'm in.
Yeah. That's what I was trying with this whole Christianity thing.
That never worked.
I didn't get magic powers yet.
Did you see the pastor that kicked out the police? Calling
Yes.
them Nazis. Get the fuck out of here, you Nazis.
I like
You're
that.
not welcome here, and they all left. Come back with the
Leave
search warrant.
now. Come back with a warrant.
Yep.
Yeah. That was amazing. Every
What
time
was
they
that
tried to
Get
talk.
bent.
Yeah.
A bunch of police were trying to shut down some pastor, like church singing.
Yeah.
The pastor was all, kicked him out.
Yeah. You get out of here. You have no right to be here. Come back with a warrant. Just being.
Good, get told
He's
off.
like, how dare you?
Fascist
Shame on
Nazi.
you for trying to shut down a church during the Passover. Shame on you. Get out of here, you Nazis. Just freaking, oh, yeah.
It's epic.
It was epic. It was like 3 or 4 minutes long of him just yelling at him.
Good. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
You got some balls.
Trying to
Yeah.
straight up violate the highest law of the land.
Yeah.
That's pretty rough.
Mm-hmm. But,
All right.
Anyway.
Oath breakers.
yeah.
They did it in the UK. Like, actually shut down church.
Well, they don't have the Constitution. That's their fault.
Yeah.
The Lord is not with them anymore.
He has forsaketh thee.
All right. On to number 7. Work as hard as you possibly can on at least one thing and see what happens.
Isn't that kind of just two?
Yes, but it's yourself and not something.
Number 7 is more specific.
Okay.
Number 2 is imagine who you could be, right?
Yeah.
And then you just always strive towards that. Or 7 is like, yeah, choose
your
one thing.
cryptos.
Yeah, seven
stocks.
is more of what I should have talked about with cryptos and stocks. Yeah, that's more of a focused. You focus on one thing at a time, whereas number 2 is the broad image.
Number 2
Okay.
be like family, kids.
Just kind of like the
Physically.
overall image of what you want. Your
Yeah.
dream
Exactly,
board or
your-
whatever it's.
Your ideal person. Yep, exactly. All right, on to number 8. Try to make one room in your home as beautiful as possible. This one's pretty good.
I was getting after that today.
Yeah.
Getting rid of putting all my camping shit out of my room. Feels so much nicer to have a clean room.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Tis.
I got a lot of camping stuff. Makes my room packed.
You just keep it all in the closet. Oh.
Yeah, but I bought a shed and put it all in there.
Bought a shed.
It's a little one, but
Yeah.
it fits all my camping gear. It's so nice to have
Still a
everything out
shed.
of there. Mhm.
That's nice. You just keep it in the backyard.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, I don't have much experience with this one. There's not a whole lot of room for me to move stuff with 2 people living in one room.
Mm-hmm.
But
Your sheets.
I do try to make that single room as beautiful as possible, as often as possible. We clean it very often.
Yep.
It's
Nice
nice.
sheets.
Very nice.
You're working at it.
Yes. Exactly. All right. Anything else on that one?
No.
On to number 9. If old memories still upset you, write them down carefully and completely. Oh.
And burn the paper after.
Yes. Burn it.
Barn it.
Yes, keep your secrets secrets.
Yes.
Well, no, isn't that what you're literally supposed to do?
I
Write it all
don't know.
down and then, like, rip it up or burn it or
I
whatever.
know a lot of people do that. Kind of like
I
writing
thi-
an email and never sending it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
getting rid of it, letting it out somehow, and then just getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea. That's kinda
Maybe I'll
not like-
try it with something.
I don't know. Are
I
you
don't
like that angry?
No, I was going to say I don't know what I'd try it with because I don't have many memories that upset me at all.
Yeah, that's-
But
You know.
When the doctor put needles in our toes for toe surgery. That's a bad
It
thought.
didn't upset me. It just,
That hurt.
No, it's a bad
I
thought.
just think back to it and I just cringe. My taint
I don't
just
know. What-
quivers.
What do you write about that? If it upsets you, it upset me
I'm
because what
freaking
they're
pissed.
putting needles in me. Like, that's not.
Oh, it was so bad.
That's not
It's
that
kind of as
crazy
a
to be
joke,
upset
but-
from.
Yeah.
It fucking hurt.
Yeah, I'm just.
Oh,
I
it
know.
was so
Not very
weird to
Your
feel
bachelor
that.
party.
I'm not super upset about that.
Uh,
I'm more upset that I didn't feel like you guys were safe on that night. That was what I was upset about, and I was all, what? But
Should've got
Jakey said,
drunk.
if you're
That had
down,
more fun.
yeah, he said, if
Huh?
you're down, we should redo it for you this year. I said, what the fuck, dude? You do it this time, then.
I'm not redoing it.
I'll just go crazy again.
Once is enough like that. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
It
Yeah,
was very fun for everybody listening. It was so fun. I'll never forget it.
I won't either.
Fun for
Alright.
some of us.
I'm surprised you didn't forget it.
Good point.
Anyway, on to number 10. Plan and work diligently to maintain the romance in your relationship. I can speak to this, and yes, it takes a lot of continuous effort and actual planning and trying out to keep it up.
So is that kind of like the saying where it's like just because you got married and have a wife doesn't mean you're not dating anymore?
Yeah. Exactly.
Still go on dates, do shit like that.
Yeah, still go on dates, still do fun, spontaneous stuff. One thing that I do, Tammy's not gonna hear me. One thing that I do is that because I'm out driving everywhere all the time. If I see some place that's unique or interesting, restaurant, hotel, whatever, even a garden, I'll write it down and use that as a date.
Smart. I like
Yeah.
it.
Nice.
Or if I see a name or anything having to do with art, a name that I don't recognize or just like fancy, well, okay, let's try it out sometime. I've got a list that I haven't used a lot of it, but
It's there.
it's good backup. Yes, exactly. Definitely takes a lot of work to maintain a relationship. Okay. Anyone else have anything to speak on that one?
No, we're all virgins, so.
Yeah, we're single too.
Oh, you're born again, huh?
Yeah, I was reborn.
Oh, okay, good.
Did it feel good?
No, it sucks.
Isn't it after like 1 year it just resets, you're a virgin again?
Oh, I don't know.
You're
Totally
Mormon,
kidding.
apparently.
Anyway.
Get baptized, maybe. Well,
Yeah,
It's
you
not
be
how it
baptized.
works.
Oh, nope, it's not.
I'll just work here.
You will for never be a virgin. Anyway, number 11. Do not allow yourself to become resentful, deceitful, or arrogant.
This just refers back to talking with your person. Or if there's an issue, talking with whoever, right?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you don't become
Don't become resentful with
disciple.
anybody. Yeah.
Alright.
Or
Or
arrogant.
deceitful. Don't lie. And don't become arrogant where...
I've got a situation at work where I'm getting very resentful at someone.
Okay.
What happened?
Anyway, they messed up. I don't want to go too much into it because it's drama, but they refuse to. I know this is petty, but they refuse to apologize. They're like, "Well, it's not my fault," and I'm like, "But it is. But it is your fault." And they heavily screwed me over. That's why I'm very upset, and I don't know what to do about it.
Do they screw you over money-wise?
No, time-wise, he messed with my time.
Oh.
On purpose?
So basically, he scheduled a double, right? But the day shift he works longer than his night shift started, so he goes till 5:45. His other shift that he was supposed to take from me starts at 5, so he couldn't even be there to his next shift for an hour. And then he just told me, instead of asking me if I would stay extra time for him, he just told me I was going to stay extra time. And I've been there like 8 months longer than this kid, and he just tells me what I'm going to be doing. I'm like, yeah, for one, you didn't ask me, and for two, don't take a shift you can't be on time to.
Yeah.
That's frustrating. They did that to me at Wendy's.
Yeah, it's
You gotta stay extra till we can do this. And I was like, the fuck I do? I'm leaving.
yeah.
Bye.
Well, it's just on like one hand, do I let it go and be the bigger person, or do I address it? And how do I address it? You know,
So it's
Be like,
45 minutes.
Definitely talk to him.
an hour.
It's an hour.
Yeah,
Of
because
time.
technically 45 minutes, but if you took out, if you had the extra
Right.
time to get over there, it's an hour. And I'm fine if they would have asked me to stay, that's fine. But the fact that they kind of didn't,
Assumed it.
yeah, just assumed I'd stay. Like, don't mess with my time. My time is very important to me. No, and I haven't talked to this kid yet because I don't have his number or anything, but I want to, and I just don't want to be too rude to him. But I want to bring it up to let him know that's serious and to not do it again. Because
You need a way to do it tactfully.
exactly.
Oh, just bring it up gently, because this might. Did this kid tell you that you're gonna stay longer?
Yeah, he's been there for like 3 months.
He's like, hey, so he took your shift.
I trained him. I literally trained him, and then he came up to me. He's like, "Yeah." Well, I had to go to him to ask him what's going on because you gotta like communicate, right?
Yeah.
Then he comes up and he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, so what's going on? Are you gonna be taking over at 5? Like, what's the plan?" And he's like, "Yeah, you're probably gonna have to stay an extra hour till I get off my other shift." I just like.
So
no.
this shift has already happened, been done and gone.
Yeah, it's over now. Like I had my hissy fit already.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I need to address it again and in a tactful way. So without getting resentful, deceitful, and arrogant.
But he now knows that that's not a thing you do.
Oh yeah, he knows I was pissed, but then when they talked to him, he didn't say, "Oh, my bad" or anything. He said, "Well, it's not my fault."
Whose fault was it?
Buy him.
His fault.
Yeah, but if he doesn't think it's his fault, whose is it?
He's probably going to blame it on the managers. Like, well, they let me take the shift. It's like, well, don't take a shift you can't be on time to. To slap you.
Buy him a drink and be like, look, my time is very important. So just next time, please ask me because my time is way more valuable than anything you could ever give or produce.
Yeah, I like that.
So just be like, yo, bro, just ask me next time instead of telling me, because when you tell me something, and this just runs in a lot of people, it's going to fuck you off and you want to do the exact opposite, right? So just, I don't know, buy him a drink and be like,
It's the exact
look, bro.
opposite of human nature.
Yeah, just ask next time instead of tell me, because
Yeah.
that'll piss you right off.
Yeah.
please don't do that. If you ever need a shift covered, I'm more than willing to. But if you do it in a forceful way, it's not going to end well, right?
Yeah.
Not in a threatening manner. Just be like, I don't want to do that. Don't appreciate it.
Yeah. I guess there's ways. But anyway, didn't want to derail it too far.
No, this is good because we don't want to become
Relevant.
resentful.
Yeah, I don't.
It's perfectly
I
on
like the
track,
kid.
actually.
I like the kid a lot, but I want to buy him a drink like you said and just be like,
Yeah. Splash the drink in his eyeball.
yeah, here, take this. Tequila.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd approach that.
Yeah.
Because
Figured out.
from what I'm understanding from you is it's all done, it's all gone, it's all over with.
It's over, but
However,
it's still here.
it's still taking up more than an hour of your time.
yeah.
And
Write it down, like it says.
yeah,
Yeah.
you could do that.
But I need to
But-
talk to him. I can't keep getting trampled by people just thinking, okay, well, he takes a lot of shift and he works a lot, so he'll be okay. If I just abuse, like, I don't want to get abused. I need to let people
Yeah.
know when this crosses my line. I've got a line. Don't cross my line.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what to do, especially when I've worked here longer than you. I trained you.
Mm-hmm.
And you already messed up. It's like, yeah, not looking good for you, but
What
I
I'm
need to
hearing
let
is
you
you're
know
pissed that he's not apologizing.
that he's not acknowledging it. I don't need an apology. I need to acknowledge it. Hey, I won't do that again, basically thing.
And if he doesn't, when you sit him down for a drink, then what? If he just says it wasn't my fault again.
Then it's just gonna be cross him out of the notebook type thing.
We're getting rid of this one.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyway, yeah.
Ask him how it would feel if you did that to him.
That's childish. I don't like that.
It's kind of childish.
No.
Yeah.
Just don't do it in a fucking stupid manner. Be like, look, dude, if I just magically told you you're going to take 3 hours, obviously it wasn't 3 hours, but hey, you need to take this, what would you do? You'd feel
And it was a
fucking-
shift I told you I was going to cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a little bitter.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Just be straightforward with him. Be like, don't fucking do this, or else I'll kill you.
That's what I was going with. The more violent approach.
We were
Like,
close.
don't cross the line or I'll wring your neck.
Yeah. Do not cross this line.
Do
You
not cut
did all
tonight.
3.
No, but I think the way you said is kind of the best. Like, buy him a drink, let him know, like, you're not pissed, but, like, tell him what's important to you. Like, time's very important. You know, people mess with it. I don't like it, and I absolutely don't like being told what to do. It's a big no-no thing. So, yeah, I like it.
Next time, if you need it, if your shift overlaps by an hour and you need me to stay an hour,
Ask.
ask and just let me know.
Be respectful.
Yeah. Don't tell me what to do.
No.
Yes. Because he's not your manager in any sense.
Not even close.
And even the managers can't tell you to stay an extra hour.
No.
They
managers
got to
never
ask
do.
you.
They always ask.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wild.
Anyway.
That's all I can say. Anyway, on to number 12, eh?
Yeah.
Be grateful in spite of your sufferings, Dave.
Hey, you
I'm
got more
very
money.
grateful. I love the place I work, so. And all the people.
Except for him.
Bad judge of character.
Bad character. Saving you.
Yeah, so pretty much that one's pretty self-explanatory.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even though life is suffering at times, even most times, be grateful for at least what you got,
Yeah.
What
And-
is
while always keeping an eye on that future self from rule number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
scroll down on the wiki article? What
Yeah, I'll
does it
scroll
say?
down on this wiki article. Oh, shoot.
It's right there. It says there's not much here for women at all, nor any real analysis of how power. I can't read it all because your Zoom screen's zoomed in, but what does it say?
Oh, yeah, zoom out a little bit.
Hold on. Oh, too much.
How power operates and the rules are really nothing to argue about. It's a mostly negative review. The Times,
What?
James Mario wrote. The Telegraph. Oh, it's reviews, how people like their books. But
Oh.
I don't know what's not much here for women at all. What does that mean? They were all pretty unisex to me.
Yeah, she's just really looking for something to call him a sexist because he's known as a sexist bigot.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I just think it's
Yeah.
And Wiki is human people, too. Putting all these notes in here.
He
Mhm.
may have mistaken his personality for a philosophical system. And said
Gee.
Peterson's Harry Potter analysis to contain most entertaining absurdities of the book.
Oh, really?
Isn't
We
that-
should ask, it wasn't Tolkien. What's her bucket? Who
J.K.
wrote Harry
Rowling?
Potter? Yeah. Ask her what she thinks of his analysis.
I thought
I'll
it was
bet
pretty
you.
Interesting.
I'll bet you she'd say, wow, that's pretty good. I never thought of it like that, but yeah.
Did you know the New York Times, they're getting sued by Project Veritas, I think?
Yeah.
And you know what they put in their news section? So they were like, it's libel, so we're suing you guys because you guys presented it as fact. And the New York Times said, no, that was opinion, but we presented it as fact. They injected their own opinion into it. Basically, they said they pump out lies. They pump out opinions as the truth.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Got your
I could have told you
toe.
that.
Yeah, but they said it in the courts. Like an actual lawsuit, they said that.
Oh.
So they...
That's bad.
Yeah.
Tis on record now.
Mm-hmm.
Haha.
Idiots. Yeah.
Regrettably, we are all out of wine. Yes, that's funny. Okay.
How come they only have 2 people reviews?
Because
Okay.
that's the only negative ones they could find, okay?
Yeah, but it's like a person thing, not like a... Right? Wikipedia? We could edit it right now. We could add a review from the Infinity Summit group.
I think you can, but they have to see if it's factually correct.
Well, it's an opinion.
Wikipedia checks it.
I think so. Because I've tried to post things on the Lord of the Rings wiki page.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Tried to correct some things.
Some falsities,
Okay.
but I don't know.
Just
I
didn't
don't know
work
how
out.
it works.
But yeah, I like that. Those are opinions. They're reviews. Like, we could legit put one up and...
The
Don't
Infinity
stop us.
Summit group really liked this book.
Yes. All 12
Jordan
rules
Peterson's
were cool.
personality, stellar.
Stellar.
His Kermit voice, golden.
Beautiful.
No, it's actually not that close to Kermit, but it's about the closest I could think.
Just weird.
Yeah. So that was a pretty darn good book. Moving on, as far as current events go, just seems like a whole lot of critical race theory. We've got the what's his name, Chauvin trial that's
Yes.
still happening or trying to happen.
Is it Derek or
Derek.
Derek
Yeah.
Chauvin?
Derek Chauvin. Yeah, or
Yeah.
Chauvin, whatever. He's a chauvinist. What is chauvinism? Let me see if this has to apply.
Chauvinism sounds like fake shows, right?
It's CH.
Oh,
Yeah.
exaggerated or aggressive patriotism. Oh boy,
I was way off.
that's funny.
But that's the guy who killed George Floyd, quote,
Supposedly,
quote.
allegedly.
Yeah, supposedly allegedly drugs
Yeah.
in his system. What?
No, they said he had a lethal amount of fentanyl was like 7 something
He had
per
11.
11, yeah. But it was
You were watching
with
Timcast today, weren't you?
and
Me
yesterday.
too.
I had to catch up on current events.
Me too. Timcast IRL for the listeners. Freaking Gucci YouTube. Just listen to them. They're good stuff.
Hey, did you guys see his stuff where he's trying to do his Patreon thing? It's kind of like Patreon.
Maybe.
Well,
about it?
essentially, he's starting his own. It's Patreon, but it's decentralized, so
Oh,
he
that's
can't
cool.
shut it down. For if something bad happens, he can't shut it down for
Yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Be cool to find out what that's.
I
about.
would like to subscribe to him, timcast.com, to support him because he's good. It seems like it would be good
I
to
like it.
start supporting people who we really like, even as a group, and just kind of even
Yeah, I like
promote
him.
our page on there,
Yeah.
because they give shout outs for super chats.
Yeah, we could.
And that's 1 million listeners, or,
It's not a bad idea.
100,000 listeners, whatever.
Yeah, thousands live.
Yeah.
So
So
not a bad idea.
all I'm saying is if we get some super chats in there, it might be good. And then whoever listens to it after the live stream as well, we'll see that.
Mm-hmm.
He could get. Yeah, if he could put up a nice comment.
Mm-hmm. And just say, check out the Infinity Summit Group podcast.
Yeah,
Might get some
that'd be good.
might get some people.
A lot of people don't like promoters on Patreon though.
Not on page.
It's not Patreon, it's YouTube where we listen to them.
Yeah,
Oh.
people don't love it when people do super chats like that, but
Yeah.
They don't, but a lot of people do it, and especially if they got good comments, then people will be like, "Oh, what?"
Any publicity is good.
Or you just have your name as the Infinity Summit Group podcast and
Yeah.
send in a super chat.
Yeah.
smooth. That's way better.
Yeah.
Which is what our YouTube channel is, so it'd work.
Yeah, I think that would
Yeah,
be way
or just
more
literally
Yeah.
do. You could just literally do the Infinity Summit Group as the name, and then he'll read it out. Say the Infinity Summit Group says, blah blah blah. That's a good super chat, and then
Yes.
bam, people will start looking you up. Oh, what's this? Find our website, find our YouTube, all this.
That's a good idea. We should also set up Google Analytics on our page.
What is that?
Yes, there's nothing to
Um,
analyze right now though.
Yes, but it's still worth having.
But if we get any traffic, then yes.
It'll tell you how many times people click on your website, how long they stay, what page they stay on.
I got Google Analytics. I've got a bunch of
Uh-uh.
stuff to analyze that stuff.
Just no one uses it.
I just haven't set it up yet because nobody uses it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I've got a bunch of things for that though.
I used to have one and it popped up on my phone today, and I was like, hey, that would be cool to have.
Yeah.
Should we
At least
wrap
I
this
used
up?
to.
So
Probably.
Yeah, we're about an hour. if
Really?
not
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
further.
That was good stuff
Yeah.
for Jordan Peterson. All right, we didn't get to a couple things, but that's okay.
What?
I'll have more for
So
next
We
time.
didn't talk about stocks, didn't talk about cryptos, didn't talk about the fake coins that I got, but that's
Right.
okay. Next time we'll rip it.
yeah, that could be wild.
All right. We will see you guys next week. Again, our next book we're talking about is The Tipping Point by, do you remember the author?
Mal.
Something. I know this.
We'll figure this out in a sec. Anyway, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Subscribe to our Patreon. We got links for all this jazz.
Comment.
Comment,
Malcolm
please.
Gladwell.
Yeah, the author's Malcolm Gladwell. Okay. And then you're more than welcome to read along. Next week we're going to try to have a guest on. And if not, then we can talk about how our cryptos and such are doing, and stocks and a lot of other stuff. Anyway,
Awesome.
we'll see you guys next week. Thanks again.
All right.
Peace out.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Buy our merch. Bye.
Yes, bye.